What's up, family? Andy here with this week's Puka Minute Preview. This week, Marcus, Yanni, and Dezit discuss their methods of trading and Facebook groups, and give us a lowdown on what Raz groups are and how they work. They also have a brief discussion on set collecting on Puka Trade. For the full episode, please stay tuned.
What's up, family? Marcus here with the Puka Minute Podcast, and to my left and my right, I got Dezit, everyone's favorite little kitty cat.
Hello.
And I also have everyone's famous, bestest trader of all time, Yanni from Yanni's Card Kingdom. What's up, buddy?
How's everybody doing?
Well, since they can't answer you, I'm just going to answer for them and say that they're all doing well. Since they're here, they have time for us. They've made it to the full episode, so let's talk trades. Let's talk trading and all the different methods of trading. Yanni, give us a brief description of how you started out and what you're currently doing.
Believe it or not, I was just like anybody else. I started out when I very first started at small LGSs, small events, with that one little trade binder. And Lord knows back then I thought it was amazing, but it was full of jank now that I think back. But I slowly I traded up and traded up, bought a few collections and traded up to where now I sell on 6 or 7 different platforms. I trade on a couple different platforms, as well as Puka Trade, eBay, TCG Player, Facebook. I know Facebook alone, I've got 20, 30 groups, which are for sales, raffles, auctions, different things like that.
So what would be your favorite method currently?
Honestly, it's probably a tie for top 2. It would be Puka Trade and Facebook probably. Leaning a little bit more towards Facebook if I'm wanting cash, and if I'm looking to trade towards Puka Trade.
Yeah, so a lot of people out there that they'll build up their Puka point bankroll, and they want to get some cash flowing too. So why don't you tell us about the current Facebook groups that you use and how they can effectively get cards or sell cards to where it helps their pocketbook and their collection?
Not a problem. I know top 2. I feel like it's actually top 6 out of the groups I use. Probably we've got a Raz group and an auction group, that actually this channel here, we try to help maintain both of those, which the auction's really, really nice if you've got something, that's going to go for a lot of attention, if it's going to be a high-end staple or something like that. Or if you've got some mid to high-end staples as well that you want to give everybody a fun chance on trying to get, our raffles, work as well. And the raffle group, if I'm not mistaken, is wow, sorry, it's Geekified MTG Razzers, and the auction group is the MTG and All Things Nerd Auctions, which they're amazing things. But a few of the other groups that are pretty big are any of the BST groups. They're probably 20 or 30 out there, and believe it or not, about 80% of the people are in all of those. So you're going to find the same community there. Each group's dedicated to different things, whether it's higher end, whether it's vintage, whether it's foil, whether it's foreign. You're going to find a group for your needs out there. And a lot of them are pretty easy to follow. All you got to do is read the rules, make sure your postings are correct, put your posting up there, watch your comments, and then just watch your PayPal flow in with cash.
Yeah, I use MTG Sick Deals mostly. I'm also a part of the higher end group and the misprints group who occasionally does auctions, just mostly for eye candy. But at times when Puka Trade has not come in for me, I'm definitely turned to those to turn a bunch of my things into the higher end things. I'm like $60 away from finishing my playset of foil Gaia's cradles, all thanks to using Sick Deals and PayPal and that kind of stuff.
So I actually got myself a Judge Promo foil Gaia's Cradle, and that was like my first big card that I got not using Puka Trade as of recent trades go. Basically, I found this amazing Raz group, and a lot of people out there probably are not going to know what that is, but let me just go into it a little bit. So, you post a card that you're willing to sell. You look at that price of the card on TCG Player. So basically, let's use a foil Force of Will because I recently got one of those too. I just know those prices, so we'll go with that. So, seller had a foil Force of Will from EMA, and he knew he wanted to sell it. So basically, he goes to TCG Player, looks at the median price on there, which is 350 right now for median price on a foil EMA Force of Will, and he posts it on the group, and he says, TCG has this set at $350, and then he decides how he wants to do his spots. Now, the spots are like this. Each spot costs a certain amount of money. So they can't go above $10. So, for example, this specific Raz was $1 per spot. So he had, I want to say, 320 some spots. So it was technically lower than median price, which is one of the rules from this group. And he says, let's just say 320 spots. Well, I knew, me being a Judge promo collector, I knew I needed this card. So what I did is I actually selected to get half of those spots. You cannot get more than half of those spots. So I got half of them. I maxed it out. And I got a deal where I paid, I want to say he had me pay $160 for half the spots. So I had a 50% chance of winning this card. And then obviously other people select spots, and they can even call spots too. So, if it's 1 through 320, they can say, hey, I want spot numbers 22 through 55. And as long as they're available, they get their name on those spots. After all the spots are filled up, the seller will post his PayPal email address on the comment section of the thread on that Facebook group. And then everyone will then pay him depending on how many spots they have called, according to what he has set. So I paid my 160. Everyone else paid for however many spots they had. So again, I had a coin flip. I was going to get this foil Force of Will, along with how I did the Guy's Cradle. I bought half those spots, and luckily for me, I won both of those cards. So I paid less than half of median price for a Guy's Cradle Judge promo and a foil Force of Will. And I have won a lot of other cards just yesterday, a matter of fact, and I'll show this off once it comes in the mail. I got a Legacy Tournament Champions Richard and Port artwork playmat. Really excited to get that in, and we'll use it for a couple openings in the future, I'm sure. But basically, it's a way where you can get cards less than what they're worth. So obviously, there's a downside to that. You could lose, just yesterday, I think I called spots on 3 different invocations from Amonkhet, and I didn't win any of those. But I only, had $5 to $10 on both of them. So when I lost, it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, thankfully, on the ones that I've, really invested in, I've won those. So it's been really, really great. I'm sure there's some horror stories out there too. But, if you buy into it, you're going to win eventually or sometimes. So it's a great way to sell for sure, because you're going to be getting close to median price. There's no seller fees. So when you post a card, you don't have to pay like an eBay, Yanni, off the top of your head. How much are you paying on eBay when you sell a card?
Well, with all the new fees on the shipping, you're looking at about 12 to 14% with eBay, and then probably still another 2.5 to 3% from PayPal.
Right. So you could post, that foil Force of Will, or just, an Aven Mind Sensor invocation. It doesn't matter what the item is. You're not paying a seller fee. But what you do is you give a spot or multiple spots to the video runner. Now, the video runner is basically how I do the leaderboard giveaways on Fridays. You grab the list of people's called spots, you put them into the list random generator on random.org, and you roll 2 dice to find out how many times you're going to randomize that list, just like in the leaderboard giveaway. And whoever's on top at the end is the winner. So it's great for the seller for multiple reasons. No fees is huge. It makes it really easy. And then for those of you trying to win these things, when you win, it's just so fun. So if you're part gambler, part MTG collector player, this is one of the coolest ways you can add to your collection, and probably by far the best way to sell out of your collection or out of specific cards in that collection. Yanni, what kind of stuff do you currently have posted, just in case someone might be listening to this and actually want to get involved in one of your Razzies?
I mean, right now I have several complete sets, which mean, one of each art, whether it be a Raz or an auction of the German foreign black border revised lands. I've got an Alpha Volcanic Eruption. I've got Alpha Juggernaut. I've got actually a lot of different things, a lot of legacy up. I know I've got one up right now where it's two of the foil Lorwyn Planeswalkers, a foil M11 Planeswalker, and a Soren Markov, all in the same Raz, which is awesome there because that group of four comes out to like $70. But there are smaller ones. I know I myself just won one the other day that had 4 lands I needed for my land collection, and where the total came up to $20. I paid $5 to get in, and I won it. All 4 of them. Now the thing with that is, it's not 100%. It really isn't. But if you've got a little bit of extra cash, think about it this way, especially like with the $5 one. It can be fun to do this. Sometimes you get what you're wanting. But I got those 4 lands for the same price, I would buy a Starbucks coffee at.
That's exactly.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, that's exactly how I look at a lot of the Razzies too, is, what am I willing to put into this card and not be mad if I lose? Obviously, I would have cried if I lost any of those 2 big ones that I've done, but, that's just the nature of the beast. I really, really wanted them, so I really put into them, and I basically just, I prayed that I won, and I got lucky on them. But there's also a group that you just started that I'm really excited to be involved with, Yanni, that you did. It's for auctioning. So why don't you explain a little bit about that group and how people can get involved with getting stuff or posting things on that one?
All right. Well, first off, that one's actually not just for Magic. It's for anything nerd related. And I say this because, obviously I have a pretty big Magic collection, but I collect a lot of different things from action figures, Monopoly board games, everything Fallout. And it's for any kind of items like that, comic books, trading cards, whether it's going to be T-shirts from, vintage T-shirts from like Doctor Who or things like that. And the way it works is you'll post a clear picture of your item, and write a brief description. Okay, this is what the item is, and if like this is when it came out. Try to list any defects if there are any. We try to be transparent, and then you're going to list a starting price. So, do you want to start at $5? Do you want to start at $1? Do you want to start at $10? And then how long do you want it to run? Is this going to be a 24-hour auction or a 7-day auction? So today's the 21st, let's say. So I want it to be a 7-day auction. So I'm saying that it's going to, I'm going to post up there. The auction's going to end on May 28th, 2017 at noon Central Standard Time, U.S. time. And then they know exactly when it's going to end. And one of the main things I do there, because a lot of people are always afraid of auctions with snipers because then, they're going to leave it super, super low and just grab it that last second for just a penny over. But the way that we have it set also to protect other bidders as well is if a bid is made in the last 30 minutes, then it's extended an additional 30 minutes. That way people don't get to snipe and it gets a chance for a nice competitive auction there.
Yeah, so just for starters, I put a Chrome Mox up there and I started it at $5. And, hopefully you win that one because I know you're bidding on it. Yanni, but that's just another cool way to move some product around. Obviously not everyone's going to be buying and some people have stuff they'd like to move. Why not give it a try, join the group, accept the rules and post what you're trying to move. And like you said, it's not just Magic stuff, so that's really cool. Another thing, too, that I just recently discovered in a collection I purchased is a really, really cool 1997 life counter really neat. And I'm going to be putting that up on the Geekified MTG Razzers group this evening. So I'm really excited to see how fast that goes away, because I know that someone posted one this morning very similar to that life counter, and it already had all of its spots claimed within like 5 minutes. So the person wanted $60, and didn't want to have any seller fees. Well, guess what? It sold within 5 minutes. So it's just a really cool way that you can get rid of some of your stuff at a really great price, no seller fees, and it's a way for those of us that want to get these items. It's it's just another way to get them. Obviously, Puka Trade isn't something that you want to do 100% of the time, because some of us want to put more time and effort into MTG. So once they've sent everything out, then they just have to sit and wait for the stuff that they need. Well, why not broaden your horizons and try multiple ways? These are just more ways that we can show you. Now, is there anything else, Yanni, that you want to talk about on those Facebook groups before I go into our next subject, and that would be on Puka trading?
I would say probably the biggest thing, and this is where some people get caught up. Just remember to read the rules in each individual page, because all of us, that everybody that has groups, all the rules are going to be a little bit different. A lot of the groups are vastly similar, and most of us work very well with each other. We know a lot of the people in other groups, but whereas this one here might allow auctions, this one here might not. I know with the misprint group, I think Deezus said he was a part of it as well. There are certain misprints and miscuts that are allowed and certain ones that are not. But then if you read into it, especially like the other day, we did make a thread to where certain misprints that wouldn't normally be allowed are allowed to be posted on that thread only, which still help you get things out there and stuff. And one of the biggest thing is, just remember that you're going to be dealing with a lot of these people. If you're an asshole, it's one person on one group, and everybody notices, and it's your fault. Remember, these people are going to be in other groups, so it's not like you can just go to another group and be like, "Ha, nobody here knows me."
Yeah, definitely. Reputation is a big thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of like you just got to be a bit professional.
Absolutely, 100% agree. There's a time and a place too to vouch for people. There's times where, hey, I can't get to my PayPal right now, and people know that I've been in there for a good couple months now, and I built my reputation to where people will be like, yeah, no problem, we'll send this to the video queue, get a winner, and you can pay me back in the morning or whatever. So yeah, guys, it's really important to keep your reputation high up there, and to vouch for those that do deserve it when it's needed. The last thing I'll say before we switch over back to Puka Trade is, if you are looking to get involved in these groups, you could always find myself, Marcus D. Mills, on Facebook, or you could search Puka Minute Pod. That's Puka space Minute space Pod, and you can like that group. You can also send me a message on that fan page there, and I can always point you in the right direction. We'll try to put a link or two in the description below, but I'm not too huge with Facebook, so I mean, as far as links and stuff. So I'm thinking we can do that, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure Deezus can help me figure it out. But we will make sure that you guys can find these groups, because there's really, really awesome opportunities to buy and sell. So we will do our best getting a description down below. If not, just find me on Facebook. Again, the fan page for us is Puka space Minute space Pod, where you can find my personal account as Marcus D. Mills. Yanni, can you give them really quickly the information for your auction group and your name on Facebook?
Yeah, not a problem. The auction group's name is MTG and All Things Nerd Auctions. I try to keep it to where it's pretty self-descriptive, but it's also a little bit out there. As for name, just look up Travis. The last name may be hard. It's Hrbacek, Hrbacek. And especially, if you feel like you want to trade, buy, or enter into all these groups, feel free to add me as a friend. And I can definitely introduce you to a lot of different groups as well, as long as you let me know what you're kind of needing.
And one other thing that I failed to mention too also is with the Geekified MTG Razzers, the group that I am currently administering, or adminning, I guess would be the right term. there's a lot of ways where you can, you can earn yourself free spots into certain Razzies. I know that I have a Zombie Chandra SDCC promo up, and that's just for bringing friends into the group and accepting the rules. There's also a sealed pack of Shards of Alara. I believe that one is, if you fill your own Raz. And then there's a sealed pack of, I want to say, Conflux. That's for entering a Raz that fills. So there's other opportunities out there. If you just want to come in the group, accept the rules, and just kind of check things out, just for accepting the rules, you're going to get entered in to win a Raz. And that one's actually almost filled up. So I think there's 3 spots left in that one. And then I'll just repost another item to win by accepting the rules. So remember, if you don't have the money and you actually don't currently have the collection to get involved as far as that goes, you can always try to get yourself some free loot, and we never discriminate there. I mean, I would enter into everything that I see possible all the time, because you never know when you're going to win. Hell, I've won 2 sweepstakes on Puka Trade myself, and that's just flat out luck. I won that sealed pack of Legends a while back. I want to say it was like November, and then recently I won some lands from Onslaught. I believe it was Onslaught anyway, but I won some lands there. So I mean, if you know that you can enter a free enter to win a free giveaway, you might as well do it.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go ahead and move into our next subject, and that is back to Puka Trade and how things are done. So I've discovered a new thing on Puka Trade, and it works. But here's the caveat to it: it works for me. I can't guarantee that it'll work for you, because you might not need the same things that I do. But just a little bit of a backstory, so you know what I have been getting on Puka Trade. I actually collect one of every foil and non-foil card from new sets that release. And so what I like to do, and what has been working for the last 2 sets, so for MM17 and for Amonkhet, right when they put up the new cards on the Puka Trade website, I add one of each foil and one of each non-foil to my want list. And we all know, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, that the biggest times for trading is when new product is available. People are opening product just to open product. They might not even need anything in there, but they're still opening stuff because that's what we do in the Magic the Gathering universe. We always want to open more packs because it's just freaking fun. It's gambling and it's fun. So what I have been taking advantage of is all those people opening all that product, product when it first releases. They have a lot of extra stuff that they don't need or want. So you're only searching for red cards. You're still going to open all the other colors of rares. You're going to open foils of uncommon and common rarity that you don't need or want. Well, guess what? They're already all on my want list. So as you're, going through all your jank that you don't want, and I call it jank, but when I say jank, I mean large trades. So, just yesterday I got a foil Harsh Mentor, but he came with a whole bunch of jank. Now, I believe that it came with that stuff because, when people search, they don't necessarily always want to send just that one card of value. They'd like to stretch their dollar or stretch their Puka points. So this guy, he looks up and he sees, oh, this guy wants a foil Harsh Mentor, but he also wants these 10 uncommon and common foils and these 30-cent rares off of Amonkhet, and I don't need any of it. Sure, I like having a foil Harsh Mentor, but I'd like to maximize my incoming points, so I'm going to send them all these. And this has actually worked so darn well since MM17 has released that I once releases come out, I get zeroed out of points. I had over $300 worth of Puka points when MM17 released. I got down to 2 points. I had over $300 worth of points again when Amonkhet released. I got dropped to 0. So basically what I'm telling y'all is another way that you can really maximize your incoming trades is to have that want list updated when cards release, because they're being opened at extremely fast rates, and people are wanting to push them out as fast as they can, because a lot of them believe, and it's true, a lot of those cards will go down in price. They don't all go down in price, but a lot of them will. So they want to maximize the points that they can get by sending cards out. So I'm really passionate about this subject because it's worked so darn well. So guys, think about it, mill it over, try it out. We all know that trades increase during those sets. So I like to just take the information that I'm given from other people in the community or from websites, and I like to use it to my advantage. And this is just something that I've found that works for me. Yanni, would you like to comment on this at all? Because I know that you are also heavily into Puka trade and obviously trading. So have you done this? Are you now thinking of doing this? What are your thoughts?
A lot of the stuff that I'm collecting now is some of the older stuff, but I do that with the new sets as well, and that does work for me as well, extremely well. Another thing that I might add is also try to find some like-minded people. I know I've talked about it several times, but me and a group of friends, about 10 or 12 of us, kind of created our own little subgroup here on Discord, actually, and we're all set collectors. We help each other out. We all buy huge collections. We collect different things. So at any point, there are 5 or 6 lists that I can go through and send 100 to 200 cards to, or get 100, 200 cards sent to me as well. And things like that, you definitely want to kind of find people, who are trying to either get the same things you are or direct opposite. And that's something to think about.
Deezit, how has your Puka trade life been as of late? Are you active?
As of late, not really, but that was just me trying to grind PayPal cash so I can get these guys cradles. But since I'm almost here, I'm coming back to Puka Trade to offload most of my jank. Again, I call it jank, and trade up and get back into that. Back onto that subject, when Kaladesh first released, the only card I wanted was Fatal Pushes, and I wanted foils as well. So what I did is I added the foils and whatever. I added them both to my want list, and then within 2 weeks of Kaladesh dropping, I got 2 foil Fatal Pushes, and it's worked for me. People are trying to offload them when they were like $30 because the product was just gonna keep getting open, but now that you see that they've held their value, so for that card in particular, that's definitely paid off for me. I would, if you're not big into sector collecting, if a new set comes out and you just need cards, like specific cards from that set, then go ahead, add them to your want list right when they become available to be put on there on Puka Trade.
I love it. I love the idea of maximizing our time. When you have extra time, it's nice to be able to go to something else. I'm the kind of person that wants to always be, doing something as far as trading goes, as far as, networking with other people. Just like, when I recently said that we're going to be working with, the Geekified Mind, LGS here in Iowa. That has been nothing short of amazing. I love these guys. I spend every other Tuesday there, whether it be playing and dominating in last Tuesday's tournament, which I did, or if it's just helping them sort cards, and just being an active member of this community. That's the thing that I love the most. I think I even enjoy it more than receiving cards. I like helping people, and I think that's where Puka Minute ultimately came from. Just me wanting to be involved with other people of the community and really just enjoying it. Every time that I feel like, do we want to keep going? Is this beneficial to us? Are we maximizing our time? Is this working out for everyone? Every time I think, that maybe it's time to, shut the lights off, something changes. We get a new Patreon, or, I get a huge shipment of cards from Puka Trade that was confirmed to me. There's just so many reasons why I just get rejuvenated with excitement, and I'm just really thankful that that we all met and that we can do this together, because it really is a blast. I really am spending a lot of time on the Geekified MTG Razzies group. I really enjoy it. I try to always have my maximum amount of posts on, so I always have 5 items up, And it's just really exciting. I like to be able to, not only outgoing money but incoming money helps, and doing it with you guys is always a blast. And I just really urge the listeners to not only share this channel, the link to the channel or the information from this channel, but I encourage you guys to find us on Facebook, because it really might be your holy grail. Maybe you're really the type of person that likes this kind of thing and you just don't even know about it, because up until a couple months ago, I didn't know what the hell a Razz was. But I'll tell you right now, I'm hooked. It's just one of the parts of my life. And it's not just Puka Trade anymore. I've really broadened my horizons, and I'm thrilled to be doing this Razz group. It's a freaking blast. Yanni, I'm so thankful that you're doing it with me. I know that you have a good time doing it. There's plenty of cards that I've won. I have definitely made money, not lost money. For those of you guys wondering what I have posted personally, I have a promo foil Liliana of the Veil up. I have a SDCC Jace Fringe Prodigy up. I have a Caracast. I have a Damnation. I have Rise the Redeemed. I have Arid Mesa, a Marsh Flats. There's, and I'm not just in the one Razz group. So obviously I just named more than 5 things, but that's because I'm in other ones too. But, I urge you guys to check this stuff out. Find us on Facebook. We gave that information earlier. Hopefully there'll be a link down below. If not, just find us on Facebook and we'll hook you up. Lots of great stuff to be sold. Lots of great stuff to be bought or attempted to win. And we look forward to working with all you guys out there. I know that we've got, I know Star Fury has joined into the group. And I know, a handful of others have as well. So if you haven't done that yet, I urge you to at least give us a chance, check it out. And hell, if anything, just enter and accept those rules and get yourself entered to win a free prize. So I'm really looking forward to working with everybody. Yanni, Dizit, any last thoughts before we sign off here?
I think we've covered quite a bit today.
You guys keep me in the dark about a lot of this crap. So yeah,
it's hard to keep you informed when all you do is sleep in your little cat bed.
Well, you just post it on Discord and I'll look at it.
Well, we'll make sure to get Dizit involved in the group too, because apparently he knows nothing about it. So we'll get him in there. Hopefully we can get all you guys in there. And Wing Dingus, go ahead and throw up our disclaimer. Give us some good outro tunes. And for myself, this sweet, sweet little kitten that never is awake, and Yanni from Yanni's Card Kingdom, I'm Marcus, and we, for episode 104, are out.